Good afternoon everyone, welcome to another unboxing video. Today we're going to be looking at Microbrew by One Free Elephant. Now, Microbrew is one of these micro games, so it comes in a very small metal tin, similar to a game called Mintworks, if you've seen that before. And the idea is you can pop it in your pocket, but even though it's a very small game, it packs a lot of mechanics and a lot of meat into that kind of game experience. Now, it is predominantly a two-player game, but if you buy more than one copy, it can go up to 4 players. This is just one copy here, it just comes in the larger box because you need the extra space for one of the mats that I'll be showing you later. And just a wee bit of background info before we do the unboxing. So this game is a Kickstarter game, and it was kickstarted with the goal was £8,000, and it ended up getting to almost 120,000, so it went well over its funding cap. And as a result, the game has been really successful. The publisher has done a couple of games before this. The first one was Orison, which I also have, and there was another game called Carcosa, which was a kind of game. It was a similar game to, in the same vein as Carcassonne, but with a Cthulhu theme. And apparently that game's very good as well, although I don't own that one. And yeah, the games, they're really colourful, they're quite whimsical, and yeah, they're good solid games. I've not played this one yet, but I've heard good things so far, and obviously once they get it opened, I should hopefully get playing it soon. So, without further ado, we'll get started. So, I'm just going to remove the wee seal on the back. You can see we've got Microbrew, and it's just advising us to reuse or recycle the shipping container. You know, so that's always good, conscious of the environment there. Sorry folks, I had to do a wee jump cut there. I was really struggling to get that tab off, but I've managed to do that now. So we just pop open the lid like this, and the first thing we have on the top here is just a wee covering letter, just to thank us for backing the game, and it tells you what the contents are, and it gives you instructions on how to unpackage everything and how it should be packed. Okay, and then it's just signed off by the two kind of co-owners of One Tree Elephant, Sarah and Nigel Kennington. So yeah, let's have a look at what we've got here. So on the left we've got the tin, which should contain the full game once everything's unpacked, and you can see there's a nice metal tin, really nice, bright and colourful. On the back here it tells us a bit about the game, the playtime, the number of players, recommendations, and all the contents. And I like this, I like the fact that all the contents are listed, so you can check everything when you get it to make sure it's all there. Okay, and the bag here on the right, we've got all the wooden components. So this includes all the malts, hops, and the meeples as well, and brewer tokens, but we'll get to all that. We also have, now these are optional, and I think these will only come with the Kickstarter version. These are beer mats for the worker action board, the brewer action board, and also for your coppers, which is where all your malts and hops go. Okay, so those are optional. You'll see they won't fit in the tin, so if you've got a bigger box or you're quite happy to take these with you, they're just a wee bit easier to use because they're bigger, and they're quite aesthetically pleasing as well, because they are literally made out of the same material as a beer mat, which is very thematic. But they're optional because these are also appear as cards in the tin, so you don't necessarily need to use those. So we'll set those to the side. Finally, you get a sheet of stickers here. So this was mentioned in the Kickstarter, and there's a wee sticker here that goes inside the top lid of the tin, just in the back, and that shows you how to package the game. So it just gives you a wee reminder. And you also have stickers that you can put in the meeples and the brewers, which also helps if you're playing the game with more players. But it just gives you symbols as well, so you can help identify the different meeples. Okay, so we're going to open the tin. So the tin just pops open, and we have a couple of sets of card decks that are sealed, and that's the empty tin there. And we also have the game rules as well. As you can see, it's just a really small book, but it's nice big font, diagrams, very colourful, good quality print. Yep, so that's good quality game instructions. And then we have 2 decks of cards. We have the smaller deck here, which is the beers that you'll be brewing. So I'm just going to pop these open. Okay, that's us now. And you can see here we've got the different beers and the requirements, the hops that are required. So these are the lighter beers. These here are some kind of medium beers, the darker beers, and then we have the kind of dark beers, the darker ales there as well. And at the bottom of the deck we also have these here. So these are basically conditions for kind of end game scoring, so things that you want to aim for. And I believe each player's dealt 2 of these secretly, and at the end of the game you can pick one to score, so whichever one worked out better for you. And you also have a wee card here just to indicate whose turn it is as well. Okay, so that's a smaller deck of cards. We're now going to look at the larger deck of cards, which is the customers. Okay, so these are the customer cards, and these are kind of a very important part of the game. And you can see the cards are, you know, very colourful. You've got the, you know, cartoon characters. You've got the nationality. The graphic design's all very clear. You can see, you know, the kind of drinks that they're looking for, the preferred ales, and the bonuses at the bottom. Now the original prototype for this actually had Lego style art, which I quite liked. I thought it was quite cute, but these are also very good as well. You know, nice, bright and colourful, and they fit the kind of theme of the game, which is, you know, it's quite a light-hearted theme. We also have an end of the round reference card that just reminds you of what happens at the end of every round. We've got the Brewmaster's Favour, which tells you what the Brewmaster tokens do, and then we also have, this is the kind of worker board, so for your actions, and we have the bottom part here, so these 2 connect together to give you the full action board. And we also have 2 sets of coppers, which are used for brewing your beers, and that's where all your malts and your hops go. Okay, and then there's a wee bit down here where you track the amount of money that you currently have. Okay, so that's all the cards. We'll just have a wee look at the wooden components. So we've got a big bag of wooden components here. Just pop this open. You see, and here we have all our malt and hop tokens. So there are 4 colours, so lighter through to dark, and you also have the green ones, which are kind of wild, but they reduce the quality of the beer when you use them, and they can swap with anything. Okay, so those are all the tokens. We also have the meeples, so there are 3 meeples for each colour. You start with 2, you can get another one over the course of the game. The reason we've got 4 colours is because we can play the game up to 4 if we combine 2 copies of the game. Although if you're playing 2 players, it's just a case of picking whatever colour you want to play, so it gives you a wee bit of variety. And then finally, in the last 2 bags, we have, these are again markers for the player colour, and also we have the brewer tokens, and we have the upgrade tokens, and the wee elephant meeple that I don't think really does anything in the game, but it's just a wee bonus there, which is kind of cute. Okay, so that's all the components. So what we're going to do now is we're going to check to see how these all go back in the tin. So what we're going to do is look at the included sticker that goes on top, at the top of the lid. So take the sticker off. Okay, hang on. There we go. And I'm just going to try and line that up in the tin. Right, hang on, that's a wee bit squint, but it'll do. Okay, I've not done a great job, but it's fine. As long as it's stuck down and we can see it. So it tells you here that the order. So the first thing you do is you put in all the 8mm components. Okay, so just a wee jump cut there, just so we can see what I'm doing a wee bit better. So we've got in the big kind of meeple components. I'll then add the other colored components there. We'll just kind of shift them into the corner. And then on this side here, add those components. Okay, so they're all in one corner, and then we're going to start loading up with all the malts and the hops. Let's just put them in like that there. Okay. Now some people have complained about not being able to fit everything in, so we'll see how we go with this. We might need to sugar things around, but it looks to me that it might go. So we've got all the components in. The next thing that we put in is the rules. Okay, so yeah, there's still a fair bit of depth there to work with, so we should be okay. We then take the 2 decks of the small cards, okay, and we set it into 2 piles of 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is in one pile, and that just goes on one side, and then we should have another 12 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, yep, spot on, and that goes in here. And then finally you just take all the large cards in any order and pop them on top. Okay, so it is sticking out a wee bit, but I think if I'd maybe been a wee bit more efficient with the wooden components, it would still have a wee bit, you know, maybe of clearance there. But to be honest, when I close the tin, right, okay, that's not going to work, so we'll need to go back then. Right, so folks, I've had another go and I've tried to pack it a wee bit better at the bottom there, so I'm going to try again. So first of all we put in the rules. Okay, like they're sitting fairly flat. We'll then add the 2 small decks of cards, so that's one deck, and here's the other, and then finally the large cards at the top. Okay, and then I'm going to try closing the tin, and that could very easily fit in your pocket, nice and tight, keeps it all together, and you're good to go. If you'd like to know a wee bit more information about the game, I've put a link to the Kickstarter page in the description to this video, and I'm also hoping to do a wee how to play video that goes through the game mechanics, some of the actions, and gives you an idea of how to play the game as well at some point, so keep a wee eye out for that. But other than that, thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and have a great day.